So we're here with James today and we're going to be working on his forehand technique. So we'll just rally to start with, James, just to warm up a little bit on the forehand side. All right. So great work with your forehand so far, James, in the warm-up there. What I'd like to do today is I'd like to work on the forehand technique in order to develop a consistent forehand technique through every time you hit the ball. So the first thing we're going to work on is we're going to work on starting at contact points, all right, in relation to the ball. So a good contact point is hip height and in front just here. You're going to hold the racket in a comfortable position, and this is where you're going to make contact with the ball. I'm going to stand whereabouts you are there. I'm going to drop the ball to you. And all I'd like you to do is, after the ball drops, I'd like to go through contact and then finish up to about here. So you're going to start here, number one, make contact with the ball and finish here, number two. Make sense? Cool. So switch places. So come forwards just a little bit. So is the racket comfortable there?
Yep.
Good. So your contact point needs to be at hip height and in front. So at the moment what's happening is your contact point is changing quite a bit.
Yep.
Sometimes it's a bit close, sometimes a bit far away. So you want it to be hip height and in front. That gives you a nice stability on the contact. So I'm going to start here at number one. I'm going to drop the ball down. You're going to make contact and then you're going to push the hand through to here. Okay? Good. Okay, come up to around here. That's it. Yep. Nice. Good. Now just to help a little bit, to help you get a little bit more momentum forwards, from your contact point, I'd like you to lean on the front foot as you make contact with the ball. And that's going to get you some weight transfer. So I'm going to drop the ball. You're going to lean on the front foot as you make contact and then finish up there, number two. Try not to come around there, what's happening just a little bit, just for now. So you're just going to finish here. So we start here and we finish here. Okay. Well done. And this power that you were talking about, that you were searching for as a player, this is where you're going to get your power from transferring your body weight forwards. And then you're going to get more energy going through your legs than you are going through your arm, because your leg is a bigger muscle than your arm. So you're going to be there. So that's good work on the first try. Let's try. Yeah. Push through. Good. That's it. Start down to that position. That's it. Lean on the front foot. Contact and then keep it there. That's it. You hold that position there. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what the balance is like. So contact is number one and balance is 1, 2, 3, like that. Then I count to 3 if I can manage it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, again. I'm going to keep that contact point good. That's it. We're going to keep it right down there. Okay. Well done. Go through a little bit more. That's it. Push that hand through. So you want to pass the hand towards the net. And the reason why is because when you hit a forehand or a backhand, after contact point, the racket needs to go out here eventually, and the arm needs to extend. So this is called extension. So this is a progression of that extension, because that's what we're going to be coming to in the next part of the session. So just to make you aware of why that's important. Yep. Nice. Great weight transfer forwards on the front foot there. Yep. And one more. Oh, good try. Well done. Good work. Okay, let's get some balls in. That's good for the first attempt. Great work in the session so far. Great to see that you're starting at a consistent contact point and we're leaning on the front foot there. That's getting good weight transfer forwards and coming through into this position. Now, what I'd like to do now is I'd like to work on the next part, which is where when you come through contact and you go through to this position, I'd like you to point the racket out forwards here like this and start to catch the racket there. This is called extension, and this is going to be the next part that you need to focus on after contact in order to work towards a follow through, which is here. But I'd like to stop there because in the practice earlier, as you're coming through contact, you were coming in quite close and getting jammed up. And I'd like you to have a lot more space after contact. So we're going to go there, and we're going to go there and catch. Right, let's show me what that looks like. Just stand sideways on. We'll practice it without the ball to start with, and then just get into that position. So that's all right. So we'll start here. Maybe we can get this hand up sort of ready to catch. All right, so you're just standing at contact. So that was our number one position, wasn't it? Maybe move forwards just a little bit, if that's okay. That's all right. So let's just show you here. So this is our number one position. So practice leaning on the front foot through contact. That's it. And then you're going to catch the racket out there. Right, and this is called extension. It's like I talked about extending this arm and pointing the end of the racket down the court. Practice one more go without me helping you. That's it. Just make sure we start in here like this. So not like this, not like this, but just start here at contact. Have that hand ready up there. Okay, so this is your number one. Okay, so go through contact and stop there. Good. And you're going to hold that for 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, like that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Great. Nice. I like it. Again. You're nearly passing your racket to the other end of the court. Good work. That's exactly it. Yeah. So use that weight forwards when you make contact and then go into extension and catch. Good. Yep. Get your feet a little bit better. So you want to get them comfortable. Comfortable width apart. They comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
So now we need to be a lot more sideways though. So you want to be more sideways, like straight. That's it. So comfortable but sideways. Cool. We'll start here, hand up again. That's it. And catch, remember? Yeah. Good catch. Yes. Oh, dodgy bounce. Good work. Remember to keep that left hand up at the beginning. That helps with balance, by the way. So if you have this hand up, it's sort of like balance. Yeah. Right, and then it has two purposes. It has balance, but it also, well, it has a couple. It's balance. It also helps the hips keep this way, and it's going to help you catch at the end. Yeah. So the left hand is really, really important, even though you're just using your right hand for the racket. Well done. So it's like you're passing that racket into the other hand in a way. Yeah. Great. I like the way you're pushing forwards from contact. That's great. Yeah. You're learning about your balance as well, aren't you? By holding it there for the period of time, you're like, I need to be balanced. Good work. A 5. That's great. Great to go with the contact point, leaning over the front foot through contact point, going into that extension to catch. Now we're going to work on what to do after this. Now, after you extend through the ball in tennis, and you come through here, and after you extend, you actually need to bring the racket through to the other shoulder and bring the elbow up. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to pass the racket to the other hand, just so that you can get used to getting the racket through to there. So we're going to go through the contact to extension. We're going to pass the racket into the other hand, and then bring that racket through. So start with the racket down, like that. So have a practice without the ball to start with. Go through, pass it there. Good, that's it. And again, one more practice, go. Ooh. Great. Okay, here we go. Pass it through, good work. That's it, get that racket there, good, that's it. What's going to happen is if we make sure that the progressions we've already worked on are happening, the later part of the forehand will be good. We'll have a better chance of succeeding. So we've got to go through the process. That's it. Excellent. Okay, again. Well done. Good balance, good pass of the racket. We'll do 2 more like that. That's come in pretty quick, to be fair. What a natural. Do 1 more. Excellent, okay. This time, when you go through to here, I'd like you to just put your thumb and your forefinger around on the bottom hand and take these other fingers away.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna pass
just that.
Like that.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. So
your thumb and forefinger stay on the racket and you catch with the left hand fully.
Right, yeah. So
yeah. Okay? So you're kind of semi there.
Yeah, yeah.
So the left hand is still in charge. That's it. Good. So thumb and forefinger on the bottom hand. Excellent. It's just encouraging you to have that looseness on the handle after contact. That's what it's about. So instead of sort of squeezing the racket really hard. So thumb and forefinger to pass, yeah. Right, and pause there. So that's a really good position to hear what you're doing with your thumb and your forefinger. But what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to bring this right elbow up. You can keep this left elbow lower. That's okay. But bring the right elbow up. And what that's going to do is the racket's going to end up going higher up at the end, which is going to give you more height over the net. The pathway of the racket's going to be better. So you've got a high elbow.
So it's almost eye level.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you need to be able to see.
Yeah.
But elbow up,
Yep.
the way it works is technically, is your elbow needs to be up and your right palm needs to be away from your face. So elbow up, palm away. Okay, so this is kind of where we are. Now this is almost like, like a nice shape in the head, like a right angle. And then obviously your forward's leaning on the front knee foot as well. This would be like the optimum position we're looking for. So elbow up, palm away, forefinger and thumb around the handle like that. All right. Okay. So in that good position. That's all right.
Bring it forward.
Yeah. You can imagine you're in that contact point. That's it. Well done. Elbow up, palm away. So we come this way a little bit. That's it. And stand sideways. Okay. Well done. Nice. Good finish. Right forwards. That's it. Well done. Just hold that position on follow through for 3 seconds. So you're over that front foot on balance. You're holding it for 3 seconds in that elbow up palm position there. Just so you can feel what's going on. That's what's really important there. Nice. Looking pro. Yep. How's it feeling?
Much better, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. The way it works in tennis and probably in other sports as well is if it feels good, you're in the right position in relation to the ball and technically things are going well. If it doesn't feel good, all those things are opposite. Right. Well done, good balance. Nice. Getting confident now. Look at that. Yeah. There's slight delay on your, it didn't look quite as smooth on that one.
Yeah.
Well done. Good try. Last one. Oh, a little bit close on that last one, but much better. Well done. Great to see you progress through there. What we're going to work on now is we're going to keep going with the progressions, work on it a little bit more, but I'd like to see you develop a little bit more rhythm. So from your starting position here, I'd like the racket to keep moving in more of a rhythmic way in order for you to build some rhythm when you swing. Now, when you actually go through extension here, I'd like you to now keep both hands on the handle, but keep them nice and loose when you go into that elbow up and palm away. So we're going through the process, just generating a little bit more rhythm. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So have a practice go without the ball, just practicing, have a little bit more rhythm, starting from that contact point position we worked on. Maybe move forwards a little bit, so we're in a good position there. So from this position to the very end, you're gonna have a nice rhythm through the shot, that's it. Just keep that arm nice and loose, that's how you generate rhythm. So the arm is for rhythm. You get the power that you always search for from the weight transfer. Okay, right, let's go. So keep it nice and rhythm there, good. Again. Excellent. Yeah. And we don't worry about in or out, although they're all going in, which is good. We focus more on the feeling of it, the rhythm that we're trying to search for, how loose it can become, sort of trust the process of all the steps, and let's just bring it all together. Well, a little bit looser at the end, keep it going. That's it. So after you extend, make it nice and loose. That's it, to catch. Well done. Yeah. Bring the feet a little bit closer together again. Got to get that nice position. Okay, so racket starting contact point. Bit more rhythm if we can. Loosen the arm. That's it. Let it go. So make it really loose. Like, watch this with my racket. I'm going to demonstrate. So imagine, I'm going to try and imagine that I'm throwing my racket. I'm throwing it. I'm not going to throw it because I like my racket. But you need to imagine you're trying to throw it over the net. That's how loose it needs to be. That was really loose. Well done. Yeah. Great. How'd that one feel?
Yeah, much better.
That looked really good. You need to hear the whoosh as well.
Yeah.
Whoosh. Even looser if we can. Yeah. So 6 more, here we go. Nice, good weight transfer. Get nice and loose at the end. Keep the racket going through. Well done. Whoop. Last one. Well done. Great work in the session. Great to see that we're generating a lot more rhythm now from this starting position to the end, going through those progressions. What I'd like to work on now, James, is starting with your racket a little bit further back here in order to generate a little bit more momentum from the racket, from the rear position. So we're going to start with the racket to the outside. The arm's going to be slightly bent. It's not going to be fully straight, just slightly bent in a relaxed position. I'm going to drop the ball. You're going to go through contact, through extension, into catch with a high elbow, exactly what we've been doing, just starting from that position. Well done, again. That's a really good starting position. So let's get you really loose with the rhythm now. All right, so it needs to be secure back there. When the racket's back there, it needs to be nice and secure. But as soon as you start to swing, you need to stay really loose all the way through. Through contact, through to your catch, your high elbows, everything we worked on. Slightly come under that one. Okay. Nice and loose, good work. Ooh, that's well close. Okay. So what's happening at the moment, if you take his hand away, is now we're starting from this position. Now we're starting from this position. What's happening is when you swing at the ball, the bottom edge of the racket is coming through and you're opening up a little bit. And what's going to happen there, it's going to go way too high. If you start slightly closed back there, all right, then you're probably going to come in nice and straight. So just close it off just a little bit. Yeah. Let's see what it looks like now. That's it. So start slightly closed at the back. That's helping you. It's a little bit looser at the end. So nice and loose at the end. Have a practice go without the ball. So loose, good. So great discussion on this felt better when the racket was more closed. And the reason why it's better is because when you swing, you end up coming back to slightly more open again. And when we swing on the ball and make contact, you want to be somewhere between vertical and slightly forwards with the top edge, because then you're not going to come under it and send the ball really high. And the reason why we don't want to go around too much is because we don't have enough space on the ball, and we might hit the frame here or here. So there's not enough margin on the strings to make contact. So starting closed there, swinging out to contact slightly closed as well, or certainly there, is going to help you have a bigger margin for error when you're making contact. So we can go through. Wow, that felt nice. Great, really nice, really loose. Again, that's 2 out of 2. Keep it going. 3 out of 3. Excellent. Good work. Last 2. Nice, one more. Let's go. Come together there, what a pro. Racket closed. Yep. That time you didn't need to move much, so it was okay. Well done. Excellent, sounded great, looked great. Open racket face on that one. Nice, that was behind the ball, well done, good contact.